Okay, so hello everyone to the second week of Conservation in Action, and this week we're going to be talking with Ben from the Rockpool Project. And as you can see, I have a Rockpool Project t-shirt on, and that is because I'm actually a volunteer with the Rockpool Project. And what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be talking about citizen science and the importance of citizen science in research, the benefits it has in terms of collecting data and for progressing science as well. But we're also going to be talking potentially a little bit about limitations, and we're going to be talking a little bit about also how you can get involved in citizen science. Also today we do have some rather interesting visitors as well. We have in fact got a fish tank next to me, and I have been rock pooling this morning, and I have collected a few specimens that we are going to be talking about later as well, towards the end of the talk. So I'm just going to wait for Ben to join because it's not quite 11 yet, but we will be joining. He will be joining us shortly. So yeah. In the meantime, I am very happy to show you some of the creepy crawlies that we have, let's say. And I'm going to start off with a shore crab, because that's the only one I can see. Okay, so if you give me 1 minute. Okay, so here we have a green shore crab, otherwise known as a European shore crab. This one I believe is a male, although Ben will be able to confirm with it. And just waiting for Ben to join us from the Rockpool Project. Hopefully he'll be able to join us in a minute, and then we'll be able to get started properly. But in the meantime, Hi Ben.
Oh, how you doing?
Yeah, very well, thank you.
You're looking well.
No, nobody saw this, but I have just been nipped by a shore crab.
And you will again, without any shadow of doubt.
Yeah.
So everyone will get the chance to see it, even if they haven't seen that time.
Yeah, at some point they'll see me getting nipped. So, do you want to start off by telling us a little bit about the shore crab?
Sure. I don't know yeah, do you want to wait until 11 before we start, or do you want me to just chat about the shore crab?
I'm happy to crack on, because this will be going on later.
Okay. Well, yeah, I don't know if you can put it a bit closer to the screen, the shore crab there.
There we go.
Can you turn it around as well?
Yes, I can.
There we go. So the shore crab, sometimes called the green shore crab, you could probably see why by looking at this particular fella, but they're not always green, so that's not the best name to call them. We just call them the shore crab. They're generally considered to be our most common species of crab here in the UK. But actually, in our surveys that we've done here for the Rockpool Project, which have all been in the southwest so far, predominantly in Cornwall, we've had other species come out as being more commonly recorded. That said, we do all our surveys on rocky shores, because we're the Rockpool Project. The shore crabs, they're quite like estuaries and things like that, so they are really the most common species that you'll get along the various different habitats of the coastline around this country.
Cool. And these ones are usually the ones that are caught in when you go crabbing, aren't they?
Yeah, usually. So near where I live, there's a pub called the Pandora Inn, which is a very popular place for crabbing.
Yeah.
Again, that's well, it's not really an estuarine environment, but it's very tidal, and yeah, and the kids catch hundreds of the shore crabs every day there.
And there has been a recent public, well, I believe it's Abu Dhabi. Recently, the council recently published guidelines in how many crabs you can actually put into a single bucket.
In Abu Dhabi?
Sorry, in Abu Dhabi in Wales.
Oh, okay. I don't know that place. So,
Yeah, yeah.
Whereabouts in Wales is it?
So they say I think it should be about 10 crabs in a bucket for about half an hour before you go and release them.
Have they based that on any kind of study? Maybe they have.
I think they may have done actually. Yeah, I think it was with Swansea Uni. They may have done some study.
So there are other guidelines out there for how to do crabbing, and you definitely don't want to leave them in the bucket for too long because they'll heat up. To be honest, they are quite tolerant. I mean, that's one of the reasons why they have done so well and are so abundant in different habitats. The intertidal habitat, just in general, is an extremely variable habitat. So in a rock pool, temperatures can range in the height of the summer. They can probably get up to well over 30 degrees.
Yeah,
in the winter, they can get down to nearly freezing. And it can vary, within a day, basically, massively. So they do tolerate a lot. So I guess it's more down to treating them nicely rather than worrying about any kind of threat to the species. They're also a highly invasive species in other parts of the world. So that's probably a testament to how adaptable they are. They've spread across the US and elsewhere in the world.
Yeah, and the shore crab is amongst the most abundant invasive species across the world, actually, which I found out during my dissertation from this year because I studied these crabs and anemones and false crabs, or hermit crabs. They're generally false crabs.
So this one you got from Castle Beach today, was it, or where did you go today?
So these were Gilling Bays North.
Gilling Bays North, okay.
North, and it was about an hour after low tide, so it wasn't real low tide, but it was a quick 5 minute grabs and stuff.
Okay.
So, yeah.
I don't know how many people we've got joining us at the moment. Well,
at the moment we've got 2 people, but we will be getting more in a bit.
Well, hello to people who have joined us, and feel free to ask any questions as we talk. It would be good to have your questions. Just to tell you a little bit more about the shore crab. So, if are you able to show the one you just showed again? Well, it's underside.
I'm happy to show it. Yes.
Oh, where's it gone?
I put it back in the water.
All right, very sensible.
Yeah. Ow. I've just been nipped.
Again?
I've just been nipped again, yeah. Yeah. Oh. This one's gone a bit feisty now.
Are you okay? We can't see you, so we don't know if you're being viciously attacked or not.
Yeah, I am. So, there we go.
So, people sometimes ask me what's the best way to hold a crab, and my general advice is to watch Will and don't do it that way, really, because he always manages to get nipped. Yeah. You don't look too bad. I mean, basically, if your hand was the other way around, then you'd be better off. Get your thumb and forefinger. Just,
I have dropped it. So don't do what I do.
Did it drop into your lap?
Yeah, I did drop it on my lap.
That could have gone very wrong.
Because it did bite me again.
Okay. Well, I was going to ask you to show the underside of the crab to everyone, so I can tell you if it's a male or female. But I'm a little bit nervous about doing it. I don't know what kind of disaster would that.
Give it another go.
Give it another go.
I'll try and hold it properly this time. Yeah. But generally speaking, don't do what I do when it comes to the.
Just generally in life.
Yeah. All right then.
He's got it. There we go. Right. So can you hold it steady for a bit? No. So this is a male. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean the crab, not the person holding him. He's a male as well. I know that the crab.
How can you tell the difference, Ben?
Between crabs being male and female. Yes. So if you have a look on the underside there, you'll see a kind of like triangular structure on the underside of the crab. That's actually called its tail flap. So the ancestors of the crab, many millions of years ago, used to have tails, and through evolutionary history, those tails have flopped up underneath them, and they are shaped differently for males and females. So this one's a male because it's triangular. The females have a much wider tail flap, and the reason for that is that they use that tail flap to actually hold their eggs. So sometimes you can find, particularly this time of year, females with lots of eggs underneath their tail flap. That's called a buried female. As in lots of berries. So yeah, it's that one there is a male, and a fairly young male. I mean, I'd say he's probably about a year or two old.
Yeah,
you
I
get
would say
a fair bit bigger than that.
Relatively small.
But yeah, he's definitely reached reproductive age.
Yeah, and they've got slight. I don't know if you can see here, but they've got slightly oddly shaped rear legs. Let's say.
Yeah. So
tell us a little bit about those adaptations.
Yeah, sure. So you haven't got any velvet swimming crabs today, have you?
I do indeed. Yes.
You do. Okay. Well, wait for that one.
Wait a minute until I go and grab that.
I'll try and hold myself together. Keep hold of this one for a minute, Will. Don't shoot off.
All right.
All right, so you can look at the rear legs of the shore crab, and they are slightly different to the others, a bit more flattened. So that gives it a little bit of capacity to swim. They're not really good swimmers. Because they're predominantly a coastal species, and they're not out in the sea so much. They don't need to swim as much. It's more important for them to be able to grip onto the rocks well as the tide and the waves come crashing over, and they don't get picked up and smashed against rocks elsewhere. So they're great at clinging onto rocks, and they have those back legs which give them a bit of an opportunity to swim if they need to, but they don't swim very well, to be honest.
Yeah, we will show you in a minute the velvet swimming crabs, because they are much more pronounced on velvet swimming crabs, aren't they?
That's right, yeah. Much more flat.
Okay, so shall we have a little chat about citizen science then?
Yeah, please go ahead. Ask any questions.
Considering we did start this video to talk about citizen science.
Yeah, let's go for it.
So, first of all, let's start off with what is citizen science about? How can we best describe citizen science?
Okay. Citizen science is about getting members of the public, so not professional scientists, involved in collecting data that scientists can use to find out things about the world, to do their work, their research. There are many different aspects to citizen science. It's not just about nature, which is the area that we focus on, but the nature aspect of citizen science has been one of the particularly successful aspects of it, and it really has seen a huge transformation over the last couple of decades with technology and the internet facilitating many more people getting involved. But it does have a much longer history than that, and particularly in this country, we have a proud history of amateur naturalists recording species and sightings of species in their local area, or travelling around the country looking for rare species. That's been going on for a very long time. So it does have a rich history, citizen science.
Yeah, and you've got all the history in the Victorian era where we had loads of naturalists would go out and they would describe